Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the 10th episode of Funky TV, the VoiceIt Show. Hi, Kanak. How are you feeling today?
Very good. Very good. How are you, Funky?
I am
So nice to see you.
so excited for today's episode. We're gonna have an amazing guest on, and as I said like last time, our special guest is so special.
Special guest is so special. That's right.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for today's episode because today we are celebrating 100 days of Brooke Lizotte's Rendezvous. Can you believe
Woohoo!
100 days?
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's really amazing. And
Yeah,
what a journey, actually. What a journey, actually.
what a
And
journey.
we are indeed very honored once again that he is joining us today and actually making us a part of his celebration. We feel truly honored, and everyone who's in the chat room right now and everyone watching us, welcome to the VoiceIt Show and welcome to the celebration. We welcome you all once again. And so, without any further ado, shall we bring on our guest?
Oh, yes, please.
So, welcome everyone, Sir Brooke Lizotte.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How is
Hello.
your,
How are you?
I'm good. How is your corners of the world?
Ah,
Awesome.
very good. Awesome.
Yeah,
Everything is better with Rendezvous. So,
that is so true.
Thank you for having me on. Yes, it's an amazing day. We have
beautiful.
gone through. We feel like we've been going forever, and it's our 100th day,
Yeah.
Yes,
and it's so cool.
that's such a pleasure.
Thank you, Funky, for inviting me on to make it just a little more special. Thank you.
No, thank you
Definitely.
for
We
joining
feel
us.
honored to you.
So honored.
Yeah.
So honored.
Well, here, let me bring on my cohort in all of this,
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
ladies and
Yes.
Bongo is here.
hi.
Woohoo! Woo!
There's the man.
Woo!
There's the
Here
man.
he is.
His head bobbles when he feels good. See, so he's become in a surprising way. I couldn't do a rendezvous anymore without him. He's become such a
Yeah.
kind of my cohort,
Right.
and he steals the show, and it's okay. It's okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'll share. I'll share. And what
Exactly.
really helps, though, is that he's very quiet. If he talked a lot,
Oh, yes.
I don't know if I
He
could
talks
deal
in
with.
Morse code.
Yeah, I know he did.
Exactly. So
Oh, we love him.
that's very awesome. And yes, everyone is there in the uh ah see, we got love this man. Yes, welcome everybody.
Wow.
Welcome back. There's Becca.
Where's Becca? She's not
Uh,
on today. She busy?
she is having some family concerns, and the timing is really odd for her today.
Oh yeah. Well,
So today she is in the audience,
send her.
but she says hi to you. And before we started, so she said, please pass on my message to Brooke that I say hi to him and also to Bongo, and congratulations to both of you.
Thank you, Becca. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
this is fun. I'm
So
seeing people come in, pop in, say hi. That's so cool.
yes, they are. See, bravo
Yeah.
book. We love you guys. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Shelly is here.
Shelly's formerly Desert Woman.
Yes.
Yes.
I have come up with nicknames for a whole bunch of folks.
Oh yes. How
Uh,
are you feeling today? So Brooke, you just played for the Rendezvous,
Yeah.
and you're just here from the Rendezvous. And how was it, and how does it feel on this day?
Oh, it was a very touching day. A friend of ours, one of the Rendezvousists, her little doggie moved on into the next world, and so I
Oh
dedicated
yeah,
her for Miss Ellie.
Miss
Ellie.
Ellie.
I love Ellie.
That's true.
And
We miss Ellie. Yeah, she's
played
here.
all, I played all her favorite songs, and just to let her know we were thinking about
Yes, she's here though. Somewhere in the comments, I can see her.
it.
If you could. Okay, but yes, she's here. There she is.
Oh, Bongo, Bongo. She must be talking about Bongo.
Ellie, pleasure you are here. And yes, good morning, everyone.
Oh,
We are
nice.
very, today, if you're just joining us, we are honored and we are very happy that we are celebrating the 100th day of Rendezvous. And yes, so Brooke is with us today. And it's such an auspicious occasion, and it's very fabulous. And in short, I would like to ask you about your journey. Since do you remember the day one of Rendezvous?
Yes, actually, quite clearly. My friend and cohort,
Uh-huh.
Raymond Hayden, Keybro, I
Right.
call him, one of a handful of close friends that are keyboard players. I call them Keybros.
Key
And
bros.
and
Awesome.
he brought it up to me. We were chatting and talking about friends of ours that were doing this kind of thing, playing, giving their art, whatever it was, spoken word,
Mm-hmm.
painting, photography, music, um, and they and I just thought it was so cool because at this time when people were being locked down and isolated, that we could reach out and connect and give what we have to give just to help people, not feel
Mm-hmm.
so alone. And
Mm-hmm.
Raymond said, "Well, how about you doing one of these?" And I said, "Oh,
Right.
what a good idea. I mean, I'm all set up too. Why not? It's kind of what I do every day anyway, is go play piano. So why not push the button,
Exactly.
you know, so it can, bring everybody in if they want to hang out. And it
Yeah.
was just a few days after we chatted about this. I mean, a few days in the future was
Mm-hmm.
Easter, just a few days,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 or 3 days. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, well, what about Easter? And we thought, that's real soon, but who cares? Now it's just starting. And as it turned out, we had a whole bunch of folks on Easter because they weren't going anywhere. Nobody's going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Right.
And so whenever Easter was, that's when we started. And it's been going.
Wow.
And you might have heard me say this, that
Yeah.
it's getting so long now, and beautifully long, that I've stopped counting it in days or weeks or months. It's become
Right.
season.
Hearing
Exactly.
you together, awesome.
Seasons. Here, so we're in our
Season.
second season. It's like that's so LA. It's just great. And
That's
uh,
beautiful.
so here comes autumn and winter, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll be back around to spring.
Right.
Oh, it makes
See,
me
that's beautiful.
wonder.
Wow. And we have a new, I guess, one of the new friends joining us, or the new neighbor joining us on the rendezvous. Nowadays, he peeps in. There he is, all of us. Let's
Walter.
welcome Wally. Walter!
Oh, yeah. I wonder. Look at those teeth. He's friendly.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
friendly.
He
He
smells
does
kind of.
love rendezvous.
Yeah, he does. He smells kind of funky, but he's a heck of a nice guy.
Right.
Oh, really?
You call him Wally.
Yeah.
His name is
Well, and I
Walter.
keep looking
Yeah.
at the end of our rendezvous, as you know. I'll tilt back to look out the window, see what kind of weather's like, right?
Right.
And there's this on sunny days, you
Right.
see the silhouette of the trees on the window, and I kind of keep waiting to see, you know, Walter swinging like on back and forth, you know. And I thought the
Right.
idea I was going to talk to Cedric about one time. Of course, I'm letting the cat out of the bag, but to put up a green screen behind me and have it be
Mm-hmm.
exactly what everybody sees,
Wow.
except at the end of it, and we see old Walter swinging back and forth. I'd love
That
that.
is amazing. That is
I
amazing. That's
want to
quite an
know if we
idea.
can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Yeah,
Sure.
today felt real nice. It just felt good.
Wow. That's very
And
great. That's very
I could
great.
I haven't gone back through, as you know, I go through the I go back through the comments and I look at them all, and so people know that because when I'm
Yes,
playing,
that's
they're chatting or commenting. Sometimes they're talking,
yes.
chatting between themselves. Sometimes it's aimed at me,
Yes.
but I'm not watching that. I'm concentrating on playing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than be distracted, which I mean, I don't mean that in a negative way, but to keep my focus.
Definitely. Yes.
So I come back
Yes,
at
and that oh yes, that's very nice of you actually. And yes, Sir Brooke does read every comment that is, written while the rendezvous is on. And there are such beautiful comments. And the fun thing is that the music, the piano, and every piece of what Brooke plays connects with everyone so differently and beautifully. That's one of the greatest things of music and Brooke's music especially. So and the
thank you.
rendezvous sessions. So yeah. So thank you for bringing the rendezvous and piano and your music in our lives. I'm sure it is, you know, I guess I need to mention the guy. So Mike Fasano, he was
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, because of him, we came to know Sir Brooke, and that is the day. And today is the day we have been with Sir Brooke and following his rendezvous. And man, what peace and harmony it is. So
Yeah.
so
that-
beautiful.
That's
Yes.
sweet. That's,
So
that's Mike
so yeah.
Fasano.
Good.
When I lived in Los Angeles, I'm from Seattle here, but when I lived in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, I spent the better part of 20 years there, and
Right.
and during that, let's see, when was it? That was like back in the 90s. In the
Mm-hmm.
last, I know you guys don't know much about the last century, but back in the last century is when I met Fasano, and we played. I had
Wow.
this little cafe, a little espresso bar called the In Between, right in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of Hollywood, right in Hollywood, and it was a long
Wow.
thing. Los Angeles didn't have a clue about espresso. All they talked about was coffee with cream or sugar. So
Whoa.
the cafe scene wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
It was Seattle
Mm-hmm.
or San Francisco or Chicago or New York or somewhere else, and
Right.
it was full blown up here already. So I went down there and there wasn't. So I found this little place, long and skinny, and painted the walls like really dark eggplant, and put up really cool art. And in the middle of this thing, stay. Don't
Stay.
don't put
Don't
this in
fall.
your head now. That would be very embarrassing for me. Okay, so the in the middle of the cafe, I just put a bunch of like cubes and
Right.
little places for pillows for people to sit on. So everybody was sitting down low, and I put
Right.
my 9-foot piano in the middle. So
Right.
all there was in this cafe was the piano and a
Right.
really nice lights and really nice sound. So it just magic.
Mm-hmm.
And we were packed immediately. And I had some wonderful pianists come in, because when a piano player finds out that there's a 9-foot concert grand sitting in a cafe and the owner plays it all the time and he's looking for other players to come in and take a night, pretty soon I had a piano player every night. And it was
Right.
just And I'd plug myself, of course, into the calendar. And it was one of those nights that I was working with a singer-songwriter, John Gregory, who's wonderful.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's where
Yeah.
because he and Fasano were tight. And so all of a sudden, the three of us were making music in the cafe, and that's how I met Mike. And the cafe was so unplugged and so chill that I think he was, beating on one of the boxes and an oatmeal box, and he might have brought an empty can of coffee. I don't know what he was playing on, but he was just keeping his groove on something that was kind of down and chill, and it was fun.
Right.
Memory. It's fun to think about it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What? Yes, amazing. We didn't know this story actually, and it's so fantastic to know. And I guess before I proceed with any of the questions, I think I'll show our viewers what you wake up to. Even though I know you posted this video in some different, different time, I'd like to say, but this thing is very, very beautiful, and our viewers will love it too, and everybody basically watching.
I'm curious what we're looking at.
Yes.
Oh,
The bells.
oh wow.
That's what you wake up to?
I'll explain that there are two things. That's not the church that I'm in. It's next to me. It's the
Next to you. Okay.
and
Okay.
and that's my little house right next to it. But the little cabin I live in, by the way, is like built back in the 1800s, and when the church was built in 1925, I want to say. This little cabin, which had been kept up and rebuilt and just kept, and it became the preacher's house.
Oh.
So I'm living in the preacher's house.
Oh wow!
That's amazing.
And
beautiful.
Right out my window are those onions, those little golden onion thingies, turrets. And but the morning bell is a singular bell. Gong.
Right. Kind of a gong.
Yeah, just a single is kind of waking up the neighborhood. That pleasant cacophony is what he calls the celebration. And the Father Alex, who is in the Russian Orthodox Church over there, he uses, it's a very specific melody, and all the bells are going. And I haven't been in there to watch them work it, but I can just imagine, kids knowing, getting in order and figuring out how to do the melody.
Right.
And yes, they are upside down. And so he calls it the celebration, and he uses that for everything, for happy and sad reasons people gather around, and all of them, from weddings to funerals to special holidays to just something special that he's wanting to put out into the neighborhood, this celebration. And that was just so beautifully timed, because that was coming. There was some civil unrest in the neighborhood that actually is news worldwide, and it happened first about a month ago, and it was quite violent. It was really sad, and it was like just literally outside my door. So I mean, it was going on.
My God.
And then this one, almost a month later, same thing, but didn't quite rise to that, although it started out like it was gonna. But right in the middle of the day when it was going on, he fired up the celebration and just sent out that beautiful message to the neighbors that said, it's okay. And it was almost like, it was almost like he attacked back with love. It was so good.
Wow.
And I just happened to
That's
be sitting on the deck, listening
right.
to bell breaking loose a block and a half away. And then all of a sudden,
Right.
these bells go off. And I happened to be there and grabbed it on my camera or on my cell phone.
Oh wow.
Wow.
But you also
That's
have
so
a
great.
song called The Bells, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So when I first showed that, I yes, my chronology of the day was waking up to the bells, and then the day after, which was, I'm losing track, I guess 2 days ago now, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which losing track of time is part of what's happening during all of this isolation.
Right.
Time is, I don't know how you guys are. Are you guys isolated where you are?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, actually.
Do you feel time changing?
Yeah.
Definitely. I sometimes as well lose track of the days, and I'm just like, what day is it today? And like,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And
That's how it is.
I also, and this is just probably just silly, but that's okay. I'm silly sometimes. I feel like gravity is a little bit heavier. It's heavy. This is a heavy time. Now it's probably not
That's
heavy,
true.
but it
I can
feels,
feel that. Yeah.
because I can see it on a beautiful. It's like you go drive by the beach or something on a beautiful day, and people are half dressed at best. But even being happy and having a good time, there's still this kind of, things are heavy. Even
Yes.
do you feel that?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That's true. And it's more of, as I said, uh, even the things are like very different than the normalcy, but as you said, it's some kind of a heaviness or a gravitas to it. It
Yeah.
has a gravitas to it, and but again, uh, I don't know. I'm not good at describing things, but definitely you described it well. So
Well,
I would say I
I'm
relate.
I'm honored to bring some light and some love to our mornings.
Oh,
Oh,
that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So, Funky, I request you to proceed with your questions, and then after that, we'll bring on some guests to say hello to Sir Brooke.
oh
Oh,
yes, yes. So we've been talking about what's happening today, but I thought it would be, nice to go back in the past a little bit. So Kanak and I, we were talking about something last night and for like an hour, and it was so fun. So I wanted to see if you had any stories to share, stories from your childhood, like before school,
mm-hmm.
your favorite memories, and yeah.
Well, okay. I don't this. I don't know if all of our viewers will believe me, but I very clearly want you. We're talking about going back.
Yes.
I remember being born, clear as a bell. I remember conversations that my mom had before I was born. I remember her talking to me about love and
Yes.
how we are all really connected. And then I remember dark to light, as clear as we're sitting here now. And
Wow.
so she was the first person to speak to me of love and understanding and to just reassure me that all is well. Now, there's tough times. There's some really tough times. And for some people, sadly, life isn't that. It isn't that. And I think that's what the rest of us have to work on and for, is to make it be, at least try. And I guess we have to start with ourselves, make sure we're doing the right things, and
Yes.
and then at least we're not part of the problem.
That's true. That's true.
So that's as far back as I can go right now.
That is hard to
That,
believe, but I do believe you.
Well,
oh no,
I've entered into debate where I can't. I can't debate it. I just, that's what I feel and know.
it's
And there are
Wow.
two people in my life who were beautifully astonished because they remember that too. So I'm not alone with people I know. Not many. I mean, just a couple.
amazing.
Wow.
So another question.
Yes.
That's as far back as I can go. Oh, and let me come forward a little bit from there into this life. I remember I was about 2 years old, and I can remember. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse,
Mm-hmm.
but I can remember just so much. I remember I was about 2 years old, and my dad had one of those old Nashes. You guys know what an old Nash looks like. It looks like an upside down kind of, it looks like somewhere between a big bathtub and an armadillo. It's just this big car.
Wow.
It's a full sedan, and it just, does this, centering,
Right.
and just old funky thing. It's just, I wish I had it now. But, and I was, we lived on a hill. Side of Queen
Mm-hmm.
Anne Hill for folks who know Queen Seattle, and the car is out front, and Mom would just let me roam, and she'd know I'd come back when I was hungry, and so I'd go out, and I remember getting up in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and great big car. When you're two, everything's big. So I was 2 or 3, and I was standing up on the seat, looking out the windshield. And the
Mm-hmm.
steering wheel is like, you're not seeing my arms, but stretch your arms as far to the right and left as you can. And that's how big steering wheel is in an old car. They're huge.
Yeah.
Those old cars,
Wow.
steering wheels. And for a kid to reach across it, I could stretch my arms out and reach both sides. And so I pretended I was driving. Well, I'm sitting here just all proud of myself, standing up, right? And I was looking around, and I knew that those pedals down there did something, and
Uh-huh.
I wasn't sure
Right.
what, but those are, Mom and Dad stepped on those, so something happened. And I stepped on them, and
Something happens. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm driving along like this, pretending, standing here and just having a good time, and I'm kind of playing and kicking my feet, and in old cars, they're parking brake is this thing that goes zoom, boom. It turns.
Right.
Well, I'm standing on, and I kick the parking brake, and
God.
the car's going down the street.
Oh my.
The car's going down the street, and I'm driving this damn thing. So I remember, first thing I
My
remember
God.
is that I'm noticing that I'm going down the street. And I knew about 3 things. Stuff down there, one of them stopped it. But if I got down there to push one, I wasn't sure which one. So I'd have to experiment. And but if I got down there, I couldn't see because I'd have to crawl down.
Exactly.
So I decided to drive this thing, stay up here so I could see. And I knew that at the bottom of the hill if you went straight ahead, it started going downhill to the canal. I was not going to go straight.
Oh my God.
I knew that from having been down there in my fire engine pedal car. So I knew.
Whoa.
So I knew I was not going to go straight ahead because I just wasn't going to deal with it. Wasn't going to do well. So the boulevard went to the left at a gradual turn. And at the bottom of our street, right before the steep hill. And it went to the right, a steeper turn. But to the right was uphill.
Right.
I was going to turn right at the bottom of our street. And I made it about halfway and ran into a tree.
Oh.
But I stopped. That was 90% of what I was trying to do is stop.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
we wouldn't see you today. So,
Well, um, and of course,
but
so I'm swamp into the steering wheel, and probably knocked me out. But I was obviously okay, or at least survived. And
God.
I heard later was that one of the kids from my friends in the neighborhood
Hmm.
went running back up to my house, into the house. Mrs. Lizotte, Mrs. Lizotte, Brookie took the
Whoa.
car down the hill. And she said, "Oh, okay, tell him I'll be right down." She thought I had pedaled my car down. My fire
Oh,
truck, my bright red fire truck, because she knew that
right,
I'd pedal the car down there and just wait, and she'd miss me, and pretty soon she'd come out and notice me down there, and I'd wave, she'd come and bring it back up, so I didn't have to haul
right.
it back. To see, she would.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Oh
so
my God.
she was telling whoever came in and screaming at the top of her lungs that Brooke drove the car down, and she said, "Okay, well, tell him I'll be right down to get him. I'm,
Right.
She said, "No, no, 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 no. The big car."
The big car.
She came running.
God.
What a
What
story.
a memory. What a memory. What a story. Okay.
Oh, fun. She was a good
Yeah.
woman. Got along well.
Did
Wow.
did she did she scold you after, or was she very sweet to you?
Oh no, I don't remember that. She was just probably happy to see me.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you're
That's
saying
true.
that you only remember the good memories, like not schooling, it's just, being happy and
Yes.
fun
Well,
things.
starting playing the piano was amazing.
Yes?
And, and the old man that taught me was just this sweetheart of a guy, and we immediately bonded and stayed that way
Wow.
all through his years, and to this day I think about him. But he
No.
uh, he was just brilliant, and he could see that I was all about playing. I mean, if I don't, if you guys teach, or you certainly know people who teach, and when they find a student or a kid or grown up or whatever, somebody, whoever's the student who really wants to learn, and you give them something to do on your lesson, and then they come back next week, and you can tell they worked on it,
Yeah.
and you can tell the ones that didn't work on it, because it's just plain as day. Nothing, it's just all of, at that point you can show somebody what to do, but then they got to put the time in on it. It takes time. I mean, I've been playing
True.
piano for 63 years, and I'm still practicing every
See?
day, trying to get better.
Wow.
And
Well,
so it's never over. And
Yes.
but Mr. Coburn, he was so sweet. He'd play things for me, and if he saw that it, got me kind of wired, and he'd put it aside, and we'd work on it. And if he plays something, and I'm staring out the windows waiting for him to be done, and we wouldn't work on it.
Right.
So he really handpicked stuff for me well. And I mean, he was, when I was five-ish or something when
Mm-hmm.
I met him, and he was great, big, tall, thin, kind of drink of water, great, big, tall string bean, and this shock of white hair, and it's like he was really old. And I remember thinking at the time, he is so old, what's he going to teach me? And and I laughed because he was probably 60, and 60 used to be old.
Yeah. Right.
Both of you will find out. They tell you,
we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see.
it
Let's
goes
see.
by fast. Oh, I could go on. What other questions? What are your thoughts?
Yes. Funky. Go ahead.
Okay, so the next topic that I want to talk about is also, the past, maybe like some adventurous, fun memories from your school days.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, the one thing in school that comes to mind, it was kind of after school activity, as I was 9 or 10, and
Right.
I wanted to play baseball.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, anybody who is certainly in performing arts or in sports, you if you are, or you see somebody, a friend, you can tell the people who have a natural aptitude for it, who naturally get it.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
see somebody, a football player, they naturally can run, and they naturally get it. A
I believe.
dancer,
Yes.
you can see dancers young. They're if a kid's got just something in their bones and in their psyche,
It's
it
in the
comes.
blood. Yes.
Yeah, you see it. And I had a natural affinity to baseball. And I could just see the
Wow.
ball. I could, my depth perception, I could see it, I could catch it, I could throw, I could hit it. I just had fun. It was the
Mm-hmm.
sport you played on a sunny day on a green lawn,
Right.
instead of in the mud and rain. And so it just spoke to me. And I remember I was so excited, and so was Dad. Excited that I could
Wow.
play, and that I could naturally play so well. So he would play catch with me, and we'd hit the ball, and we'd do all the things you do to kind of start working on it. And he could see that I could play, and so he was excited for me to join Little League, which is the
Wow.
first level
Cool.
of
Right.
organized baseball.
Right.
So I was so excited. So the summertime, I was going to springtime, and so I remember going to, it was after school activity. And
Mm-hmm.
all my buddies were playing, and they were excited. We had been playing, what they call sandlot ball, which is just out anywhere you're throwing the ball around, you play. And so we were already playing and having fun at it. And they were saying, "Man, you got to come and join the Little League. Come on, man." Mom. I said, "Yeah, okay, I will." And I remember going to my piano
Right.
practice lesson, and
Right.
Mr. Coburn was there, and just another day I came in and I was ready, because I always would go back to him with my
Right.
best abilities to show him that I had been working all week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Stay right there now. Yeah, but he so I came in, and we had the lesson, and blah blah blah, and I forget much about it. But at the end of it, I said, "Mr. Coburn," I said, "I'm so excited." And he said, "What?" And he said, I said, "Well, Little League turnout starts. I'm going to play Little League baseball this summer."
Mm-hmm.
And he got this.
Oh.
Oh.
It got cold in there real fast. It got chilly.
Right. Right.
Oh boy, I knew something was up. And he said,
Yep.
"Oh, baseball, huh? Well, you go back and talk to your mom and dad, and you either play baseball or play piano,
Piano.
Oh no.
and let me know."
Man. Right.
Oh, Jesus. So
To
I go
make
talk to
those
my
choices. Yeah.
mom and dad, and we talked about it, and
Right.
I decided to not play Little League that year. I wasn't going to play ball.
Right.
And I went back to Mr. Coburn next week, and I said, "Okay, Mr. Coburn, I've decided
Right.
I'm not going to play Little League. I'm going to keep playing piano and keep working with it." And to make sure I did, he took me every day, all summer. Every day
Beautiful.
Mom would drop me off in the morning. We'd have a lesson. The next student would come in. He'd send me upstairs. His wife, Betty, would
Mm-hmm.
make me breakfast, toast and eggs. I remember the toast. She cut her toast in like three, like this, instead of in half. So anyway, and he had a big, beautiful piano in his front room. So I would practice on the lesson, and then
Right.
he'd take a break and come up for lunch, and then we'd go back
Mm-hmm.
down for the second lesson of the day. And then
Oh.
that was, and then he'd send me back upstairs, and until 5 or 6 o'clock at night, until Mom would come and get me, and I'd be practicing all afternoon, and then then you say, okay, good. See you in the morning, all summer long.
Wow.
I didn't have
Wow.
I didn't have a chance to cheat.
See? How cool. How cool.
No baseball for you.
I did
No.
the next year. I did. I
Yeah.
insisted. I said, Mr. Coburn, look it, I'm really good at this. And all my friends want me to come play, and the coach wants me to come play, and I can do a good job for the team. And it's all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I really want to play Little League. And he thought, and he said, okay, you promised me that you won't go on the field without a baseball glove on.
Ah.
I promise. See ya.
That's very nice. My God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think if we keep on continuing the conversation, we'll probably end up just
Tomorrow.
talking and people. Yeah. So I really want to invite our uh, anyone who wants to join us and say hello to Sir Brooke. Let me remind once again, it's the 100th day of Rendezvous that we are celebrating, and I'm sending the link in the chats right now.
Yes, it's
So
important.
please click on it and come and join us. And if you want to say, if you have a question for Sir Brooke, you can
Yes.
ask him a question, or just want to stop by and say hello, you can go ahead. The
Yeah.
link is in the comments.
Yes,
Please
and
click on it.
before anyone else comes on, I do have one more question, which I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so we talked about the past. Now let's talk about the future.
Okay.
So after the lockdown, everything that's happening now, like when the world goes back to normal, I guess, do you plan on doing any live performances or attending any other live performances by other artists?
Absolutely. Both of the above. And a fun thing that is that has occurred during the rendezvous is I've done a lot of playing through the years and a lot of session work, and I keep that up because that's kind of what keeps me afloat. And and um, and and I've played in bands, but I've found I have been it's been just so kind of, I don't know what the word is, just so inspired to this the 2 seasons that I've been doing this now
Yeah.
is to is that to really commit to kind of my muse and my music, and it's just so fun to play solo and play the piano. And so what I foresee, really out of the gate, once those opportunities open up, is to do solo concerts and have it be kind of like how we are, where I can play and chat and 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 not worry, in a sense, if you understand this statement, not worry about the dance floor. Often a band is concerned about the dance floor.
Yes.
And I get it. If people are going, if the band's a funky, dancey band, then then their audience expects it to be moving and they want to get up and dance. But if it's more ethereal and more eclectic, then they know what to expect. And it's almost like this is it in an interesting way. It's kind of put my rudder back in the water. That is having me enjoy, the focus and and solitude in a way, but the kind of just staying true to what I've really done all my life. I mean, for many years before I played in bands and did session work, it was all solo. And so, but yes, I would love to. I would love to play solo concerts wherever that's open to me. I mean, it all a matter of like they say in the business, you got to put butts in the seats if you're going to go somewhere and play, and
Yes.
and that's the reality. And until then, I just keep playing and session work, uh, and but as far and I would love to make swing through Sweden in the UK, because I have many friends and family over there, and I know that.
All right.
And from there back, I was there often, like a time or two a year. I would do a tour there.
Yes.
But it would be fun to come back through now in this new, with kind of my new body of material that has come out during our rendezvous. I mean, a vast majority of what I play every day has come out in the last 2-3 months.
Yeah.
It's just poured.
I mean,
So
you did
that's
mention.
me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah. So
You did
we
mention
have
that your first stop is gonna be Iceland, right?
Yes.
Somewhere
We have
in
to do that.
between.
beautiful.
And I'll give
Amazing.
everybody plenty notice.
Sure.
Sure.
I'd love.
So Brooke, we have 2 guests joining us to
Wonderful.
say hi to you. First is a guest from India. Her name is Divya. Here she is. And second is joining us from Ohio, Mike Usnick. Hello. Divya, please
Hello.
unmute your mic, I guess.
Hi, both of
Unmute
you.
your,
Hello.
yes.
Hi, bro.
Hello.
Hello.
Divya, good evening
Hello,
I will
everyone.
be-
and good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good
So-
afternoon.
It's nice to get a chance to speak with you.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. Like, really. I'm so damn excited about all this.
So I have to ask,
Beautiful.
do either of you play? Are you musicians?
No.
I sing and
Oh.
I play a little bit of bass.
Nice.
That's great. So
Yeah.
you
I
guys
just-
have any questions or want to say anything to Sabrok? I'll leave you to. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question. I was wondering, is there any modern day musicians you would like to collaborate with?
Ooh. Brian Eno. I would love to play a duet concert with Herbie Hancock.
That would be awesome.
With Chick Corea, just the two of them, on 2 Steinway pianos, and they were having more fun than they should have. It was just amazing.
That's awesome.
And let's see, other collaborations. Well, I collaborate on an ongoing basis for a number of years now, writing songs and really trying to write songs that, you know, that as a songwriter, where you know that it's a matter of writing a song that matters to somebody else, that somebody else can relate to. And so I've been writing songs with a friend that's a fair amount my elder. His name's Randy Meisner. And in Randy's youth, he was in the Eagles. And
Nice.
he was the bass player and tenor in the group, and he wrote a bunch of their songs, and they went their separate ways quite some time ago. And we've been friends for 25, 30 years, and we've written all the time. So I don't see him enough. Of course, these days we're where everybody's locked down, and that ain't happening. But that will continue once we're able to kind of get out and about it. Been a fan of Brian Eno's, and I mean his career from producing U2 to all that work with David Byrne, you know, from Talking Heads, and his own solo stuff. And it's just, I mean, he is so esoteric and eclectic, and I can get that, you know, I relate to that. That's always been a dream of mine.
That would be awesome. That'd be a good
Beautiful.
collaboration.
Awesome. Divya, go ahead.
I'm just a big fan of Brooke. Like, really love what he's doing and everything. I'm also a big fan of Bongo. Just
Oh,
love him. Like, he's so cute.
Who isn't?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You want to ask Bongo something?
Oh no, I just want to kiss him. Like he's the cutest.
He says he digs you too. He speaks in
Awesome.
more.
There you go. He speaks in Morse code.
So where did the idea for Mr. Bongo come from? Like, did you have him created like by someone, or did you find him somewhere, or?
He was a gift from the mother of my children. We've been friends forever, and she gave me bongo years ago, and she so just and when in my travels through Scandinavia and the UK, I'd bring him with me, and he was the band's mascot. And there was a drummer, Swedish drummer, Ikis, just this amazing drummer. In fact, he's like Sweden Jazz Drummer of the Year kind of thing. He's big time, and he is incredible. And I played with him a bunch. And okay, they almost look alike, not exactly, but Ikis, I don't think Ikis is watching him. I might get a call from him. He so because down here, and that became kind of a call to Ikis when we were in sound check, and everybody's getting tweaked, ready for the concert, right before. And then he'd play and get into some funky, and we jump in, and on the mic I go Ikis, and I'd hold up bongo again. I dig that beat.
This is beautiful. That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Hey,
And so
yeah. Go ahead.
now he's the star of the show. I mean, heck, I don't have to show up. Bongo.
Oh yes.
But bongo has to, yes.
And he always that. Say again.
huh?
Oh,
You cut out a little bit.
there's a little
You
lag.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a little
there
bit of a lag.
Well,
It's okay.
What I was wondering is
This
out of
is-
all the countries you've been to, what's your favorite country you've been to? If you have one.
yeah, I haven't been, I'm not as far traveled as many of. So it's been Europe for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, I loved Mexico, and I think I had wonderful experiences there for music, and then in turn making friends. So I loved France. I was in the south of France for a long time. I produced a show at the Cannes, and was there for about in Cannes. And I'm French by lineage,
Wow.
and something about I was there for a month on the southern shore of the Mediterranean, the French Riviera, and it is magic. I mean, the air is different. The light, the water is different. It's true. It is azure. It's not just blue. And it's not here in the richness of the Pacific Northwest. Here, the water is greener. It's more earthy. Not there. It's like a jewel. Entire floor is a jewel, and I was there, but I also love Stockholm. Magic. It's a magic place.
I would love to get to Stockholm.
Oh, look at
Funky
that.
just read the comment.
Shadow Dancer says, I've got such a crush on bongo. I think I need to find a real date. That's funny.
God. Amazing.
But I can
Hey,
relate.
so everyone on board can relate. So hey, Mike and Divya, I guess
Yeah.
I thank you for coming on and saying hi to Brooke.
Thank
And
you.
Nice meeting you,
yes,
Brooke.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you for having us.
yes. Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
See you guys. Yes. See you guys.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
How fun.
Beautiful. How fun. That's nice. Yes.
I
And by the
well,
way,
Well, I
Fran,
have to
yes, sir.
that, and I appreciate that lady's comment about bongos hard.
Aw.
Ah,
I just leave it. That's all.
bongo, yes.
As you.
It's
Okay,
beautiful.
go ahead. Well,
I
Oh,
was,
no.
I
Yeah.
was about to talk about August. So something is coming in August. Um, one album.
oh
So
yeah.
what do you have to say about that?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
I'm just totally excited about it. It is. It's. I've got from just the just the outpouring of music because of the inspiration that I'm immersed in with everybody has cost so has created so much new material for a couple of albums. I mean, there's altogether there and and the I mean, and it's the most I've written in years as far as just pouring. And so and then at night when I come back in and practice more, and that's where new ideas will come, and I'll drop them off. As you know, I call you my guinea pigs because I'll try my new things on you. And if I like
Sure.
it, it just might be one section or one something, and I'll do it and just come back around and do it twice and maybe improvise with it and just play with it and I kind of have the confidence and synchronicity with everybody to feel comfortable doing that. It doesn't have to be a finished piece. But
Right.
thank you, Divya. The but so the album. So it was suggested to do a double album. Well, I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing one album, but actually we're mixing and mastering two albums at the same time. So the first one,
Wow.
if we want to call it chapter one or I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and then there will be either a part two
Right.
that will be really, won't be
Uh-huh.
too long for the second out. And,
Excellent.
but the first one is I'm so excited. So the first one is songs are picked. Most of them are mixed really well. A couple of left to. It's real close to going to going to manufacture. So I'm excited. Thank you for bringing that up. And I think what we're going to call it
Yeah.
is, and I'm not sure in what order yet. Cedric, my friend and brilliant visual artist, is working on it with me.
Right.
And for each
Mm-hmm.
of them, if there's two and there, who knows, a third one might come out. I mean, I don't see any end to as far as our morning rendezvous. So certainly there could be another one down the road. But
Sure.
the first two, anyway,
Excellent. Yes.
we're calling Isolation 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then my name, and then Morning Rendezvous. Just keep it real simple. And maybe part
That's
one.
beautiful.
So on the first album, you see that it's part one.
Mm.
And
That's good.
he's
Very
taken
cool.
some shots. And my idea for the artwork is to keep it and present it in the view of kind of what everybody has seen,
Right.
where you've seen is from the piano looking into that back window behind me. And so
Right.
that'll be one of the pictures, is to be there so people can remember it. This is really a memory piece. I mean, this if I've been in the Rendezvous, because
Yeah.
I'm not a household name, and there aren't zillions of people around the world who are waiting for my next album. This is all for this is for us, and I'm
Oh
really
yes.
happy to present it to us and for us.
Yes. And we love us.
Yes, with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
Beautiful.
And yes, I once again want to thank you not only for coming on our show and blessing us with your presence, but for everything you do for us. Of course, the Rendezvous, because as you said, you've
Yes.
started to help us, all the people who are in lockdown, and you truly are helping us for 2 seasons, and which is not. It's a long time, and I hope it will be much longer. We'll, still be together. And yeah, thank you so much. You've helped us a lot. We appreciate you, and just thank you.
Oh yes.
That
Oh yes. That
is
is true.
it's
And
really
yeah. And before we go, just so before we sign off, we really want to thank our patrons, and it's for supporting us. And we have to give a big shout out to. Go ahead, Funky.
To Joanne Leviton, Abby Franklin, Amy Parodi, Aaron Gorak, Gloria Salinas, and Shelly O'Neill. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Thank you guys for supporting us on Patreon, and everyone in the chat room, everyone who's watching us right now and will be watching in the future. So thank you very much. And also very important announcement, that is tomorrow, that is on Tuesday, uh, on Ryan Roxy official on YouTube. It's In the Trenches with Ryan Roxy. Very special guest, Mr. Glenn Sobel. So it's gonna be a massive episode on
Oh
Ryan
yeah.
Roxy official. So tune in tomorrow. That is on Tuesday, 28th of July at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So in the trenches with Ryan Roxy on Ryan Roxy official YouTube. Glenn Sobel is the guest. And we thank Mike Usnick, who you just saw, who came in and
Oh
talked.
yeah.
So subscribe to Mike
yeah.
Usnick to watch the amazing Pink Sock podcast. It's fun, but do not Google Pink Sock. It's fun. And yes, any closing notes, Funky, and any closing notes from Bongo.
Well, I just want to thank everyone once again for watching, for supporting us everywhere. It means a lot to us, and we love you. And hi, Bongo. What do you have
He was
to say?
he was just whispering to me that he really digs you the most.
Aw,
Awesome. That's cute.
big fan the
That's cute.
most.
That was so funky. That's awesome. Bongo takes a bow.
Oh, thank you guys. This is so fun. You're wonderful. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And once again, thank you for joining. And obviously, I'd like to say this, that it's your show and you're welcome anytime again. And it's not like it's part 2. There will be seasons, if I'd say Brooke seasons on the VoiceIt Show. So yes, we'd love to have you anytime again and over again. So yeah,
Totally
it's one
agree.
of the
Oh,
things.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Well, you guys take care. Have a lovely rest. And I'm gonna
definitely.
to go outside, take a walk.
Oh, definitely. That would be wonderful. So, again, everyone, thank you for watching. If you have any queries or want to check out, go to thevoiceitshow.com. We are also on Facebook now, so please visit the Voice It Show, Funky TV, the Voice It Show on Facebook, and give us a like. On Instagram, it's the Voice It Show official, and also all the socials of Brooke is in the description. All his Instagram and Facebook, and also the links to Rendezvous and upcoming sessions would be in the description. So do check them out. And as you leave, do subscribe to the channel. And once again, thank you for celebrating this special day with us.
Yes.
Rendezvous, we love you. And yes.
Thank you.
Woo! Yes, beautiful.
See you
And congratulations. Yes. And go in love. Ciao for now. And take care. We'll see you next time, okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.